Hey, what's going on guys? Nath here, welcome back to another video. Today guys, we're going to be discussing the different ways of getting your licenses on for a motorbike. So, we're going to start straight away with, let's say you're 16 and you want to get a 50cc like I started on. You want to get a Yamazaki or a GPR 50 or an RS 50. I've just turned 16, how do I get it? I'm going to tell you, you need two things, just two. Provisional license, £34 off the DVLA website. May take a few weeks to a month to come, but totally worth it. It's a form of ID for you guys to have as well, so that works. Oh, got a little bit of a sore throat today. I've been shouting the weekend in my helmet for 20 minutes. But yeah, so now you've got your provisional in the post. You need one more thing before you can step foot on that 50cc. You only need a CBT, that's it. You need a one-day training course and you can start your motorcycle adventure. But of course, once you get your 50cc, you need to tax it, insure it, you know, and all that good stuff, and buy yourself gear. But I'm talking about how to get a license here. So you only need to get one. Now, another common question about the CBT is, a lot of people say, I done my CBT at 16. Now I'm 17 and I want a 125. Do I have to redo it? No, you don't. The CBT entitles you to 50cc and 125 depending on your age, not when you've done the CBT. So you can just get straight onto a 125. That's what I did with no problems at all. And remember guys, the CBT does run out every 2 years. So on your 18th, you will have to redo it if you've done it on your 16th, pretty much. So just keep an eye on them dates and make sure you stay entitled to it, otherwise you're going to be in the shit if you get pulled. So that's how you get started. That's how you get your L plates. No theory, no exam, no test. You can get on the road on L plates. So yeah guys, now you've got your CBT done and it's about to expire. You have two choices actually. You don't just have to go and renew your CBT. There is actually the option that I did again. So I'm also explaining to you guys how I got my license in the same video. So your CBT is about to run out and you are, at this point you're going to be at least 17 either way. You have the option of redoing the CBT or taking your A1 full license. I did my full A1 so I could ride 125s without L plates, with pillion. You know, A1 is not a common test that's done really, because most people will just stay on their L's, because A1 doesn't entitle you to any extra power. You can only go down motorways and take pillion really, which is something that I did quite a lot on, so I'm glad I did do my A1. And my A1 cost me £600, which compared to a CBT of 150, some people might look at it and be like, wow, that's expensive, Nath, why? But a lot of people overlooked the fact that it will drop your insurance. Obviously, I can't confirm it will, but there's like an 80% shot it will drop your insurance, because instead of you being a learner, you've actually passed the test. So it just shows the insurance companies that you are, that you've confirmed your ability of being able to ride motorbikes. You know, I haven't rode without pillion for ages, so these bumps feel smooth as anything. This is incredible. I love it. So A1, how do you get your A1, Nath? So, first things first, have you got a CBT? Yes. Let's assume you still have your first CBT like I did. First thing you're going to need to do is get your motorcycle theory done. Now, this is very cheap to do. I think it's £23 an attempt, and I won't lie. When I was 17, it took me 3 attempts because I never practiced any of the questions. I just guessed them all the time. But that third attempt, I did put in a bit of study time, and I did actually pass it. I've done really well, so I got my theory certificate. And then what's next is you have to pay a training centre a hefty fee to give you a few days lessons, because you'll need to learn when to do lifesavers. Potholes lethal. You'll have to learn when to do lifesavers, to perfect checks. There's going to be loads you have to do and keep an eye on for your full tests, especially in the mod 1 where you're simulating a real road but you're actually just in a car park. So it's good to just get that muscle memory. And oh, bikes, friends. So yeah, we've discussed A1, where you need to have a theory, CBT, Mod 1 and Mod 2. So what Mod 1 is, I'm sure you guys know what the theory is, so I'm just going to skip to what is the Mod 1 and Mod 2, just to explain that to people who aren't 100% sure. We're back on this bumpy bit. So the Mod 1 is pretty much the CBT in a car park, but you just have to do it perfectly and not make a mistake. They'll ask you to do figure of eights, U-turns, you know, it's very bumpy, emergency stops, swerve, you know, there's loads they get used to, and it's all a good bit of fun. A lot of people stress about it, but they're not looking to fail you, so just stay relaxed and you will be okay. It's a fun experience at the end of the day, to be honest, especially for me. For some reason I thoroughly love a good test on a motorbike. I'm not sure why, I just find them quite entertaining. So the Mod 1 pretty much it's a 15-minute test in a car park. That's all it is, just 15 minutes. It's just basically slow control. How well can you maneuver a bike at slow speeds? That's all it is. There's not really much to stress about on it. And you get your Mod 1 certificate, and then next you need to get a Mod 2 certificate. I love it when my bike smells of like burning fuel. So yeah, you need to get your Mod 2. Mod 2 is essentially a 40-minute ride with Google Maps in your ear. That is all it is. You ride around with the instructor or examiner behind you, either in a car or motorbike. Whee! Yeah, so he'll be following you, looking at your lifesavers, your indication, anything like that really. And again, that is another good bit of fun, to be honest. See, really these tests aren't like the car driving test where they're going to be, you know, do a parallel park, no mistakes, head on a swivel, look everywhere. It is essentially, can you drive safely? That's all we want to know. Are you able to ride safely around, you know, all of these places? They'll ask you to pull over to the left a few times, just do as you're told, you'll pass essentially. So I got engine light on. There you go, Soph. I don't know why it does that. But yeah, so you now have your Mod 1 and Mod 2, which means you get an A1 license card in the post. Well done you. I'm on the throttle, so I'll have to like clap against the tank. Well done, woohoo! So what do you do next? At 19, this is where we get the if you've done this kind of phase. Now, you can do your A2 at 19 without a theory if you've held your A1 for 2 years, which is what I did. But if your theory expires and you've had less than 2 years on an A1, you have to then, with an A1, do a theory and then do the Mod 1 and Mod 2 on a more powerful bike, which I think is a minimum of about 350cc now. They changed all the rules at the start of this year, so I'm not 100% clued up on that right now. But that's not bad. But A2 I found personally a little bit more difficult because I'd always ridden 125s and I went straight onto a 500. And that was okay, that was a good bit of fun. I mean, now look at me, I'm having fun on an MT-07 every day, so it's that learning curve, getting used to that power, which then again you do a Mod 1 and Mod 2, and if you haven't held your A1 you do theory, CBT, Mod 1, Mod 2. Easy as that. And then once you got your A2 you can ride anything that has up to 47 horsepower, or something you can restrict by 50%, which I think the limit is 94 horsepower. Whoa. Yeah, that sounds about right, or 96, I can't 100% remember. But there's a figure out there, you can only restrict it by 5% and it can't have a better power to weight ratio, I think it's 0.2. There's a lot of special rules, but all that are worth, you know, looking at before you get a bike, because instead of the CBR, you know, 300, you could get a CBR 500 or a CBR 650R restricted. So you've got loads of bikes to choose from A2, you just don't get that full power. But then, your next license, which you can get, sorry, did I say the A2 you have to be 19 for, yeah? But yeah, the A, the final big boy, that is for, you know, unrestricted power. You ride anything you want, no restrictions, no rules, which is a good license to have in my opinion, because no one tells you what to do. Now for that, this is where it gets a bit complicated. You can do the A at 21 if you've held your A2 for 2 years. If not, if you've never held a motorcycle license, you have to wait till you're 24. And then if you do it at 21 with 2 years on A2, you just do mod 1 and mod 2, no theory needed. If you do it when you're 24 or without holding an A2 for 2 years, let's say you do your A2 at 23 and A at 24, you need a theory, a CPT, a mod 1 and mod 2. And that is how you get a motorcycle license. Nothing too extreme, nothing. It's so easy to wrap your head around. So I'm going to answer a couple of common questions people have about the license categories, such as, can you ride an R6 on A2? This question is asked so much, and no you can't, because it exceeds the 94 horsepower limit. It can't be restricted because the restriction would be over 50%. So, you know, there are people ask a lot of questions about these licenses, such as, is it worth doing A1 when I could just wait to do my A2? I spoke about this earlier in the video. It is worth it because it can drop your insurance and you get that valuable riding experience you need. But there is something else you can actually do. So let's say you've done all your licenses and you still don't feel 100% on the road, or you think to yourself, how can I take my riding skills further? I'll answer that big question for you now. You can do what is called the Enhanced Rider Scheme, offered by most places, to be honest. Enhanced Rider Scheme is pretty much just, it's not a test, there's no examiner, it's just with a training school again, much like the CBT, and you just have a day ride out. They teach you filtering, motorways, and they just enhance your riding, hence the name, obviously. So you've watched my videos and you've now learned the best way of getting your license and the most direct route. So if anybody ever asks you, how do I get my license? Now you know how. So you know how to get your license now. So go out there, buy your first bike, and I suppose I should make a part 2 where I teach you how to ride a motorbike with a clutch, an accelerator. You know, an accelerator sounds nice. And you know, I could do learn to ride with Nath video. So if that's something you guys do want to see, how to ride a motorbike, I can certainly give you guys some pointers and a little bit of a lesson, I suppose. It's no problem. Anyway, I want to segue into one more thing to talk about just before I close this video off. On the 30th of September, we are meeting and doing a bike meet. We're all going to hang out and have a little ride out together. So if you guys are interested in joining that, check the community tab on my YouTube for the meet details, as well as check the link in the description for the Discord, where I will be posting updates and the photos will go there, so you can keep all the photos. And you know, it's going to be a fun day. We've got a good few people coming. Anyway guys, as always, if you have enjoyed this video, please do leave a like, please do subscribe, as it helps our channel out a lot. And I will see you all in the next video. And please subscribe, because we are so close to hitting 1 million total views, and this is crazy guys. Honestly, I'm overwhelmed. So I will see you later. Bye bye.